Alright, we're watching Echo Mike, who's playing Rammatra on this is Gold 5 on PC on Shambali. After ranking up to Gold 4 tank the first time, I felt my progress in rank outpaced my improvement in gameplay. Would like to seek some advice on how and when to pull back to avoid staggering. After seeking some advice on my Rammatra gameplay a while ago, I was able to put an end to my losing streak and ranked up to Gold 4 for the first time since I started playing competitive last season. However, going from mid-silver last season to now gold, I found the difficulty of games has increased significantly, which makes sense. And I am starting to feel like my gameplay is not improving at a pace that is catching up with my rank. Especially playing as a tank, I found games are now more structured, more drawn out, and more stressful, and a lot more games now go into prolonged overtime. I mean, I also say that's a good part of matchmaking, right? I mean, if you're going to overtime consistently, it means the games are close. And generally speaking, the most common complaint I hear with people is they really just hate when games aren't close. Like win or lose, they want close games. This match is extremely close. It went to overtime. I queued two of my friends who are also gold 5. We got rolled in defense as we get staggered multiple times. My ability usage was quite horrible in the heat of the battles, and I also struggled to decide when to fall back to regroup and when to contest cart. I also accidentally dropped high ground while pushing Farah, feeding to the enemy, which I know is a massive mistake a tank simply can't make. On attack, I recognized I'm failing my team and panicked a lot, trying to switch to different heroes, but my friends that I queued together calmed me down and advised me to just play whatever I know best / enjoyed the most. Which, for the record, I think is great advice, right? I think it's very, very common when people are struggling that they think, oh, let me just switch to a different hero and maybe that'll solve my problems. It almost never solves your problems. Unless you're switching to another hero to solve a specific gap that your current hero does not have, there's no reason to switch heroes, right? For example, if you're playing Rammatra and it's on Watchpoint Gibraltar and your team's getting annihilated from high ground, yeah, it makes sense to switch like Winston or Diva so you can get up to high ground and chase them off or prevent them from poking your team down. But in general, like Shambali is a great map for Rammatra. It's Rammatra's home map, in fact. Again, unless there's something specific that you need to solve by switching a hero, don't switch, right? You learn better by simply playing through it. And so I think that's really great advice by your team and friends. I ended up sticking with Ram. We did a little better on attack, but the fact is that I feel as a tank, I did not add any value to my team before overtime, and that sucks. I mean, I don't think that's true. I think that you still add plenty of value. I mean, do you play well? No, but like it's not like terrible or anything like that. Like any value is definitely an exaggeration. I think you should give yourself more credit than that. However, something clicked for our team in overtime, and I'm not sure if we're doing better or the enemy team is suddenly doing worse. I started to actually do something worthwhile. The game ended up a win, and I ranked up to gold 4. So you're going to ask this question later, but I'm going to kind of cover it now. I don't think anything really changes all that much in overtime. I think they switched to Sigma, which definitely was not the right call, and they just get run over, A. But B is I don't think you realize how close the fights are that you're losing. And we're going to go through a couple of them where like literally like one tiny decision different from you would have resulted in you winning the fight. And probably that applies to your teammates as well. Like literally like in a lost fight, like something that's a very small thing, like remembering to heal somebody, attacking somebody who's low next to you that you forgot about, using an ability correctly, popping your ultimate, remembering to block, like anything like that could change the fight completely. So again, it's not just because you end up winning in overtime doesn't mean, oh, we suddenly have a totally different strategy or play or whatever. Like it's just variance, right? Like you just sometimes it's just like shooting a basketball. Like sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't. If you make 5 in a row after missing 5 in a row, you did not suddenly become a dramatically better shooter. Like maybe you found something in your mechanics that you changed it and fixed it, but most likely it's just natural variance. Still, I feel my poor play dragged my team down, and the reason we got rolled in defense is me. So I want some advice on the following. I know my ability usage is quite bad. I'm still working on it, though. While I can easily identify when and why I use my ability badly, I struggle to identify how specifically I could have used them correctly. I understand in theory how to use my shield, my vortex, but not in practice. Some advice with examples in the match will be very helpful. I'll pause to note this as well. Number one is, I think based from the last time we saw you, I think you're already significantly better, right? On a 0 to 100 scale, maybe last time we saw you, it was like a 5 out of 100. Like literally your vortexes did nothing, and a lot of your shields were nearly useless. I'd say we're like 25 out of 100 right now, right? Like definitely I see like, hey, some of them are getting value. Some of them are still like, that's not doing anything. Some of them are right timed, but not executed correctly. Like you have a shield, but you put it at the wrong angle, so it doesn't actually block anybody, but like it was a good time to shield, stuff like that. I think for Vortex, probably the most common tip I would simply see just hold it longer, right? Don't just chuck it for nothing. Remember, the Vortex doesn't do a lot of damage. It's been buffed. It does, what, like 40 now, which is like not trivial, but it's still not really a damaging ability on its own. So use vortex when you need to prevent somebody from moving. Right, that's the whole point. It's like if they can't move right now, they die or can't accomplish what they want to do. That's when vortex is useful. So if you don't see that opportunity, just hold on to it. Right? It's like a very long cooldown. So simply holding on to it will give you a lot of value. The same advice I give to Ana players. Don't just chuck sleeps out at the beginning of the fight just for fun, because then at higher levels, people will immediately exploit the fact that you don't have sleep dart. Just holding onto the sleep dart and using it forces the enemy to be like, well, I can't dive the Ana because she has sleep dart and that could kill me. I use my vortex to try to farm ult charge a lot. Don't do that. I would say I really can't imagine a scenario where that is the correct call. Like, unless you're at 95% ultimate and you are retreating from a fight and they're far away, yeah, okay, chuck vortex that and try to farm multi. But like, other than that, don't do that to farm multi. It does so little damage in the grand scheme of things. It's not worth it, and you farm multi pretty fast with your staff. What is a good idea to do this? Don't, as I mentioned, don't use it to farm multi. And when's a better idea to save it for a fight? You should always save it for the fight. I see the struggle to know when to pull back and regroup and when not to. When is it best to stall for time and hold the corner? When should I drop high ground to contest? When is it better to die and cart to stall? When is it better to still go for 4v5? And when I pull back, how do I do it in a way that won't cause my remaining teammates near me to die? I think struggling to make these decisions is why I made my team lose so badly before overtime. There is no short, simple answer to the questions that you just asked. Like, that is the essence of Overwatch situational gameplay, especially for tanks. Where and when do I fight is an enormous part of playing tank. And there is nobody at any level who does that perfectly, right? Even in the pro scene, like, there's nobody who does that perfectly. It is unbelievably complicated to figure out predict how fights are going to go and where you should be. I think there are general rules, right? Like, I talk about this a lot as tank, where it's like, look, if you're healthy and you have cooldowns, fight, right? Don't be, and like, again, 5-on-5 situation, right? I think that's probably overarching rule is if you are down in player count and you don't need to take the fight and you can disengage, you should disengage. But otherwise, right, in an even fight, if you have health and you have cooldowns as a tank, you should almost always be pushing. Like, it is very rare that you should not be pushing, like applying pressure to the enemy when you are healthy and have cooldowns. It's so very common at low ranks, especially, where you'll see like Sigmas at full health and shield, like sitting in their back line with just spamming the enemy and like letting their teammates like tank for them. That's like completely wrong. But as tanks, it's very straightforward. If you have health, you have cooldowns, fight. It's only when you don't have health, don't have cooldowns, that's when you have to slow down. But again, an enormous part of this just comes from experience, right? I played Shambali, and Shambali is one of the quote-unquote newer maps. It's not that new now, but like relative to me, it's a newer map. I played, I don't know, 100 games on Shambali, maybe, like if that. I still don't feel like I play Shambali perfectly. Like, I think I made a video relatively recently, and like from my perspective, talking about how I learned how to play the first point of Shambali better than I ever had before. You can probably search if you search like Adder Shambali on YouTube, and I think I actually cover it. I think it's either Junker Queen or a Rammatra one. But like, even then, it's like you learn stuff about the maps all the time. To some extent, I almost wish a little bit that they had like the Counter-Strike system where there's rank for a specific map as well, because how well you play a map makes a huge difference on the value you provide, especially as tank. So a big part of it is like, look, if there are map guides and resources out there, learn those, watch those, right? I have a bunch of map guides, not nearly for all the maps, right? At this point, a lower and lower percentage every day since I haven't created any recently. But like, I'm sure there are other content creators out there who explain how to play maps. It's really valuable, especially as tank, to know like, how do I play this map? Yeah. So I mean, again, no single overarching rules as to like what to do where. It's very complicated and it's very situational. Again, this review will help because we'll talk through these situations, but you'll never get the exact same situation again. You'll see situations that are like it, which might cause you to make the same decisions, which might often be correct, but sometimes they'll be wrong because there'll be some other piece of information that you missed. I reviewed the VOD myself. I struggle to understand what we did differently in overtime that made a difference. As I mentioned, it's unlikely that you did anything differently, right? Sometimes it's just natural variance, right? You just execute a little better, they execute a little worse, someone's a little bit out of position, somebody misses a key ability, maybe you have more ult charge than they do, whatever it ends up being, like, lots of stuff can happen. I think overtime in general is just a very chaotic period, and it's really hard to control overtime on either side, right? It's in the same way that which is more likely to determine if you're a better basketball player if you had to play in one-on-one, right? Is it if you play first to one, like the first person to score wins, or is it if you play weird if you play like first to 21, right? If you play first to one, somebody could just get lucky and just make a basket right from the beginning, and you're like, well, you're not necessarily a better basketball player, you just made that one shot, right? If we play first to 21, then you have to make 21 baskets in order to win. It's very unlikely that somebody's going to make 21 baskets and not be the better player. And the higher that number is, first to 100, it's extraordinarily unlikely that you are the better player if you get the 100 over the other person. And the bigger the margin difference, the more obvious it'll be, right? If you play first to 21, you might only win by 3 or 5 points. You play first to 100, you might win by like 40 points. And then it becomes very clear who is the better player. So again, over time, because it's like a compressed, like single fight situation, it often becomes very chaotic and hard to determine who is the better player. Thank you for your kind support. The last time I'm seeking advice, I came from a place of desperation to get out of a losing streak. Now I feel like more positive. I'm seeking advice because I want to improve. I'm ready to take your advice, which is great. So I'm going to start in the custom mode, right? So this is VAXTA, VAXTA is the custom code. Pretty common use as aim training. I will note before I go any further is that I'm rusty. I haven't been playing Overwatch in a while now. I'm like exclusively playing Deadlock as my primary game at this moment. B, aim was never my strong suit on any of the games I've ever played competitively. Like, I still aim better than 95 to 99% of the population, but like at a very, very high level, I am easily one of the worst people at aiming, and especially bad right now while I am rusty. But I'm going to talk a little bit because aim is, you're already running the problem where aim is going to be a problem, like an issue for you. And that's why I want to talk about it a little bit and give you some advice. So, right now I have the bot set to normal, which I think is like more reasonable. I think hard is like kind of ridiculous. Like, it's way too erratic and not really realistic of like how people move in the game. I think that normal or even easy is actually kind of a little more reasonable in terms of how people move. But let's just do normal for now, right? So, two things. Number one, for the staff, you basically don't even try to hit people like squishy heroes. So, for example, this is sort of what you do. Like, if the Ash is there, you're like, and then you immediately just pop Nemesis or you reload right away. Like, it feels like you don't even really try to shoot at the squishies. But it's really important. The staff is a critical part of Rammatra. It's really important to at least try and land some shots on the Ash, right? Or whoever the target is. Again, the farther away they are, the more erratic they are, and the smaller the target, it's going to be hard. But it's not impossible, right? So there's a few techniques here that I think are important. Number one is obviously aim, right? Actually try to shoot at them to land a shot. Number two is you can wiggle around them because your projectile has travel time, right? You see, like, it takes a pretty long time. It's a relatively slow projectile. Because it takes time to get to them, one thing you can do if they're very evasive, like if it's like a trace or something, is that you can wiggle a little bit, right? Left and right, and like kind of an area around them to make sure you land some shots. Because it does enough damage that, like, this is an annoying amount of damage. Like, look at the Cassie over there. Right, let me get an angle where, like, I don't deal with other people in the way, right? So, like, Cassie's over here. So, like, I can just, like, wiggle a bit, and, like, I'm hitting him some. Like, it's enough that he has to keep moving, right? And if he's not moving, I would definitely shred him. So, like, that gives you some damage, at least, at range. Another tip would be aim for head level, right? For example, in the Zen, I'm not shooting here, right? I'm going to shoot up here. That way, for whatever hits I do land, I'm doing double damage. Like, you see, it hurts. Like there's moments where he, like, straightens out his movement, and he just gets shredded. It does a lot of damage. The other tip I would say is learn how to use your movement to aim as well. So if you need to lock on a target, instead of trying to use only your mouse, right, try to use like A and D to try to mirror their movement, right? And in that way, it's a little more consistent to be able to stay on top of them. So you can see there's moments where I like basically lock onto them, right? And then I'm able to, right, you see like right there. And then even with basically no mouse movements or very small adjustments, I can lock on and get good aim. Again, it's even more complicated because Rammatra's attack is a projectile, so there's like travel time, which means you have to lead the target, but that's going to be important for the next note when we talk about using your punches. But in general, I would say, look, no matter how squishy they, like how small target they are, like you can hit them. You can definitely hit them if you try. Imagine just spraying like a fire hose, right? Like, you can kill people at range. I'm sure I don't think I see you get a single kill at this distance in your entire like reviews, like in either game that I've covered for you. But, like, I can definitely kill people. Like, think about it, this Hanzo's not even trying to shoot. All he's doing is moving. If he shot, I would just shred him immediately because he would slow down, you can kill people at this range. It's very important to be trying to do that. A. B. Let's talk about punches. So in Nemesis form, right, a really common thing what people do is they will flick. So if they will go over here, right, if I'm trying to kill oh, actually, sorry, another note for staff. So for staff, obviously, the farther I am, the harder it's going to be to hit them, right? It's like, oh, okay, Sojourn's pretty far away over here, blah, 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 blah. But as I get closer, I can actually kill her really quickly, right? Like, once I'm like on this Widow, she dies like right away. Lucius gonna be super annoying to hit. I hate hitting Lucius with the staff. See? You see how that like kind of mirrored movement immediately kills. The great thing about tanks is that you basically always have more health than whoever you're fighting. When they're squishy, you always have more health, which means you don't need to worry about dodging. You just need to worry about accuracy. So focus on pumping out damage as fast as you can. So like right here, again, so getting up to her, right? So on top of her. Oh, this movement is like fantastic. But like as soon as she straightens out, right? Now I can just do that, right? And I get in. Like and when I feel like, oh, they're like getting to the edge of my screen, oh, I can't keep the lock on them, then I melee, right? To get a little bit of burst damage in, and then go back to this. Right? You saw right there. Like that Hunter just gets shredded. Like the second they straighten out, I literally like really do not need a lot of time. Like Kiriko's a relatively small target, right? But she's being killed right now, so obviously she's not getting killed that quickly. But like the second she straightens out, you can kill her really fast. You do not need top tier aim to get relatively high on tank, right? Easily diamond, I think. Well, I mean, nowadays I like the ranks are all weird, so I don't know what to say. But in the old days, in diamond, I don't think it would be particularly hard to get there even with just mediocre aim. But it still needs to be a lot better than where you're at right now because you're not even trying. Like it feels like you have so little confidence in your staff aim that you don't even try. Okay. So that's staff. Let's talk about punches. Again, the most common thing people do with punches is that they try to flick all the time. So like if I'm trying to get this soldier and I'm like, oh, flick, 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 right? And like you kind of see like this thing where like you kind of whiff punches back and forth. Like obviously you hit some, right? But like it's really inconsistent. So a good tip here is instead of trying to flick every shot, only flick the ones you need to and primarily rely on just walking it over them. Because then all you need to do is as soon as a target appears in your crosshair, then you punch, right? This, you'll see, becomes way more consistent, right? Like Life Weaver, right? Oh, okay, he dashed, fine. Punch, punch, right? Punch, punch, right? Your accuracy skyrockets like this. Now, obviously, you also want to be able to do it a little faster, right? And there are times where somebody will get to the edge, like outside your crosshair because they have movement or whatever it ends up being, and then you need to flick to try to get back on target. But in a situation where you're like, look, this guy will definitely die if I punch him 4 times, just keep it simple, right? Just walk it over them, right? Just walk the crosshair over them. You see, I'm like literally not even moving my mouse, right? Right? Obviously, if he gets that far outside of my range, I should snap to go finish up, to go actually be able to hit him, right? But like punch, 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 punch. And that's very slow. Like I'm literally attacking almost half as often as I could, but I guarantee you I'm still killing him faster than a lot of lower ranked Rammatras would because they would be missing so many punches. So just remember that just walking the crosshair over the target and just hitting it when they hit the center of your screen is a really effective strategy at consistently getting hits. All right, that's a lot of stuff. Let's talk about your actual replay. You can see that I clearly have not been playing any Overwatch lately. Sorry for folks who are looking forward to them. Deadlock is way too fun. It's amazing. It is an amazing game, and I wish I was good enough at Deadlock to make more videos about Deadlock. All right, so we're spamming out here. As a note, like, look, okay, this spam is fine. You got 27 ammo. I got people here. I'd probably shoot it out. You have 4 ammo. I just finished by habit. I just shoot it all out. So back to vortex. We talked about this previously. Every vortex should be used to accomplish a purpose that is valuable. Does this vortex, tossed at enemies really far away, behind a shield, behind cover, help your team win this fight? No. This goes in the category of like, okay, maybe you're trying to farm it for ulti. As I pointed out, don't do that. It's not worth it. It is truly not worth it. How much damage did you do to this Rhine? 0, right? Because I don't... Yeah, like, I think maybe like he literally, I think Inspire or something is actually out healing whatever damage you're doing. It's like completely triple. Just look at your ult charge, okay? So you toss it, you got maybe a percent, which honestly is pretty sus because I think it was probably around the time it ticks just from time alone. Like you don't even get a percent of ult charge off of it. You have to throw 100 vortexes if it gave you 1%. It's not worth it. Don't do it. It's truly not worth it. So or spamming, that's fine, right? Spam the shield, nobody's available. If someone's available, I would spam somebody else. Right now, this goes down to like understanding the map flow. You don't need to contest the cart. There is no expectation in this scenario that you need to fight right now. It's okay to let the cart go up. There's some heroes that want to play close, right? I think Rammatra could play close under certain scenarios. It's pretty complicated, honestly. But generally speaking, this area right here is where the real fight will happen. So don't feel like, oh man, I got to do something crazy. Like, no, it's okay. Just spam away, right? You have the high ground. You have good position here. Just keep spamming. Just keep spamming, right? Just spam, 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 spam. I know it feels like you're not doing anything. We covered that last time, but you are in fact doing something. The Ryan shield's getting burned down. People are taking damage. There's opportunities for your team to get kills, right? You're farming archers. Just keep attacking, right? Another vortex. Does this vortex do anything? It does not. First of all, it's not on target. Second, it's not preventing them from doing what they want to do. They're actually trying to rotate right now. I think vortexing right now would actually give you a little value, but frankly, I don't feel that strongly about it because my Reaper's going to get out of this anyway. I'm going to save vortex for a moment where I'm like, oh, okay, it's going to be huge, and I'm going to get a kill out of this. So right now, what's the point? What's kind of the reason why we're doing all the spamming for this moment in time? The Ryan started with like 1500 shield or whatever it is, right? He's down to 166. That's because of the spam that you and your team are putting into him. Ryan was strongest when his shield is high. He's weakest when his shield is broken. His shield is about to break, so this is the opportunity that you can now punish him if that is the right thing to do at this moment in time. I would actually argue that yes, it is. Your Reaper is taking a lot of attention over here. The Ryan is all alone. The shield's about to break. So even though you don't need to worry about the shield because of Nemesis form, when the shield is broken, the Ryan can't block the rest of your team's damage. So you have all your other teammates who can help you, right? These 3 other teammates could grenade, sleep, shoot, whatever. That will burn the Ryan down really quickly. So this moment in time is where I would run while shooting staff, jump on top, then pop Nemesis, and then I wreck this Ryan. I break the shield, right? And then as the Ryan turns, he's like, oh, I'm going to charge away. I vortex behind him, and then he dies. That's the key that you're looking here, right? You're looking for this moment where it's like, when can I go punchy? That's the whole reason why Rammatra is good, is because he has 2 sets of tools available to him, right? He has poke mode with staff, and he has brawl mode with Nemesis form. It's understanding which is the right mode that I need at this moment in time. That's what I want to do. Again, run up here, break his shield, shield behind him, go Nemesis, kill the Ryan, right? Vortex, kill the Ryan. The Ryan's almost surely going to be dead, or he'll be extremely low all the way back here, which is also a win for you. But now your Reaper has died, and now it's in a 4 and 5 situation. So this is bad, okay? It's really hard to retreat from this position unless you're all really coordinated. So I would probably expect here that we're going to fight it out and die in a 4v5. But that's fine. I'm going to trade out as much as I can. So Ryan's over here. These guys over here, they're stuck in the open. You see how the Zen is just sitting in the open? This is when you would Vortex. Because I guarantee you, if you Vortex the Zen here, he dies. If you Vortex him, there is no way that I alone could kill him with just staff. Because you saw how good I could kill people just when they straightened their movement. Vortex slows them by like 50%. I'm 100% going to kill Zen, one of the easiest targets to hit in the game with staff here, alone. Just me, just my staff. I can kill him with Vortex and staff as long as he's stuck in the open. But you see, we're like, our aim is not good, right? We obviously weren't able to Vortex, and we don't punish them for being out of position. Another Vortex, but it's like, look, they're pretty close to cover. When the Zen was here, it was good. But now, it's like, oh, okay, I just jump into cover. They're right next to cover now, so the Vortex doesn't give us anything. So you're feeling the anxiety now, because you're like, oh god, like I'm losing teammates, which is correct. You've lost 2 DPS now, and now you're like, oh, now I need to go fight. The problem is it's too late now. And it's hard, but like you have missed your window where you can do something. Honestly, nothing from here is really going to matter. It's like their team could throw and you could run down here and kill everybody while punching because you still have 2 supports, but like it's unlikely. I think in this situation, I probably like just exit if I could, but it's unlikely that I could because, again, how's my Ana going to get out of here? So I think I would just run down here and just start punching like the Brig and Ryan and whatever, get charged and killed, and then just go next fight. But letting the cart advance here is a mistake. So, because you don't want it to get over here, then force a fight and die, because then the cart's going to move all the way to final, like to the point, and then you're not going to be able to contest it reasonably. But if they're going to let you rotate out, fine, just leave. right? This is very rare. At high level play, nobody is going to sit on the card here and just stare at you as you rotate out. As soon as they get up here, they immediately rotate over here, cut off your path of escape, and then everybody dies. See, they're being like hesitant about it because they're also not sure what to do here. Because again, they're not that knowledgeable about the game and what they're supposed to be doing. There's nothing that you can really do right now that's going to change a whole lot. Like this is a very scuffed fight. But I would definitely be like, okay, yeah, take cover here. So I would have kept going back up the stairs because, like, at this point, you're just in retreat mode, right? Just go back up. I think you try to go for the mega, maybe? If you're going to go for the mega, I think that's reasonable. But you don't even get the mega. Yeah, you don't even get the mega, which makes me doubt whether or not you actually were thinking to go for the mega. But definitely going to kill a Brig right now. Okay, great. Brig has no idea what's going on. This actually costs you the fight. If you stepped to the side, you would be good, right? The Rhine charges by you, right? Your whole team kills the Rhine, then you kill everybody, and the fight's won. But because you get pinned here, you die. One thing to remember while playing Overwatch, whenever you see a hero, you should think, what does this hero do? Do they have those abilities available? And how does that impact me, right? Everybody looks at Widow and be like, well, I can't stand still. She's going to headshot me. Obvious, right? But as a tank, you need to look at Reinhardt and be like, Reinhardt can pin me at any moment in time. Can I either A, dodge the pin, or B, survive the pin, or C, cancel the pin? If not, I need to be playing this very differently, right? You're standing right here, and he's going to charge you. Now, again, you're actually in a reasonably good position. If you had decent reflexes, you just literally step to the side, and you're good, right? Even if the Rhine, like, cancels charge to swing, just hold block. He can't kill you. It'll literally take me, like, 10 seconds to kill you if you hold block. So, like, you're totally fine here, except that you're not thinking about the pin. I guarantee you if I was telling you, like, oh, in your ear, I was like, look, think about charge, think about charge, think about charge, you wouldn't have gotten charged here. But because you're not thinking about it, you get charged, which means your team loses the fight. Just spilled coffee on myself. Okay, so this vortex is actually reasonable. I kind of like this vortex. If your team had good poke here, I think that this like vortex is a potential kill opportunity. But I probably would have saved it because I think it's still a low percentage one. But at least I like the idea of what is going on there, right? In terms of how that plays out. But regardless, it really is your job to drop onto the cart. So I wouldn't be using shield as early. I'd be like, look, someone's gonna go on the cart. It can't be my Moira. Because you know what high level play, what's gonna happen is your Ryan's gonna walk forward, swing the Moira, and Moira's gonna die. Like instantly. It's just like, what can a Moira do, right? So it's your job to be like, in this situation, stall cart. And I think stalling cart here is a reasonable choice. Your team has high ground. There's a possibility that you could at least force ultis here. You should be the one going down. Like, you're not this like, oh, hey, I'm a sniper tank. Your still job is to contest the objective. You should be down. You're not a dive tank, right? Drop down, contest the objective. Because you can stay alive a really long time down here. Like, if you drop here, right, you spam a little bit, Ryan's like, oh, I'm going to walk up. You shield behind him. You go Nemesis form. I just hold block. It will take him all day. Literally, your Nemesis will expire before he kills you through your block. Right? Even if you don't get healed, it will take him so long. It reduces damage by 75%. Right? During Nemesis form, you effectively have like 2,400 health. He literally cannot kill you through your block. And if you sit behind the cart here and just hold block facing him, the rest of his team can't help either. Even if you're Discorded, the Discord's going to go away because of breaking LOS. But even with Discord, he can't kill you through the block. He literally can't kill you through the block. So that's like the goal here is you just need to stall the objective as long as you can, right? Being up here and trying to like poke, this is not successful. And you should be the one on cart, not your Moira. It works out in this scenario because the enemy team is not like completely brain dead as to like why the cart's not moving. You see, they're like, what's going on here? And then finally, the Ryan even walks over here. What the heck? Like, the Ryan has to realize, hey, the cart's not capping, right? He goes there, he sees the Moira, and he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'll just keep staying back here. Again, you need to be the one contesting the cart. Expect to contest cart. Okay, so you're going to drop down here, because you're like, okay, let's contest this, finally. I don't know what caused you to suddenly decide to contest there. But, two things. Number one, the Zen dies in 2 hits. So you see that the Zen is low as you drop. You just saw the explosion. The Zen's right there. The Zen just dies in 2 punches. Okay, great. That's a pick right there. Number two, if we're not going to kill a Zen, okay, let's work on the Brig and the Rhine, right? We can go here. We can double hit the Brig and the Rhine. You're only hitting the Brig. All right, you happen to hit the Rhine. Fine, right? Brig takes cover. You get shattered. This is an okay shatter, right? This is totally fine. If you are going to get shattered, you try to stay to the side of your team so as few people get shattered as possible. You're more standing on top of you. I think you do about that. you're still next to the cart. You don't be all the way over here because then the cart would cap. So I think this is good. Like, getting shadowed here is not a mistake. Totally fine. Like, he gets ultimate, he pops it, you can't stop it. It's not realistic to expect that you can ever stop Reinhardt Shatter as Rammatra in Nemesis or Omnic form, right? Shield blocking Shatter is like basically never happens, not intentionally. It's very, very hard to do that. Okay, so you just got banged up. So you throw Vortex here. Who is the Vortex at? And this is part of you're panicking way too much, okay? Again, this comes with experience that you will panic less, but the game is moving too fast for you. I can feel the anxiety like build in you when you're like, oh god, I'm low, I got ulted, I got stunned, I'm getting bounced around, I don't know what's going on, quick, throw Vortex. There's literally nobody here. If you wanted to Vortex yourself, you should throw it like straight down to damage these guys and slow them down. But like this Vortex is literally at nobody right now, like very clearly at nobody. A. B here is, you know the Brig is low. You saw the Brig is low, right? You hit her yourself. You know the Brig is at half. You see the Brig right here. You see the Brig. You see the Brig. The Brig right here is half health, okay? She's half health right now, right next to you. Again, you see the Brig. She is right next to you. You're back up. You're standing there. Just turn and kill the Brig, right? One punch and quick melee insta-kills the Brig right now, right? They're even purple. Like, this, killing the Brig right now is itself potentially fight winning, but you're not even looking for it. And it's not like you didn't see her. It's not like it's an audio only cue. You literally saw her, and you're the one who did most of the damage to her, so you know that she's low. This type of like battlefield awareness, this is still like very basic level stuff. I'm not saying, hey, you gotta realize that your Reaper's over here fighting the soldier who's low and you can one-tap her with the staff, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the Brig was on your screen, you got her low, you got stunned, she walks into you and walks next to you, and you don't see that she dies right now. Even at this moment in time, you are nanoed. You know there are heroes behind you. Right? You know your heroes behind you. You know the cart is in danger of capping, so you're not going to run over here and go contest these heroes. Just turn around and kill the two purple heroes here. See? Like, look at it from your perspective. You have no awareness as to what is going on right now. Right? Again, here's the Brig. Brig is low. We know the Brig is low. We get stunned. Right? I throw Vortex at nobody. Then I walk forwards. I'm punching nobody. Still punching nobody. Still punching nobody. Right? Now I'm nanoed. Now I'm like attacking out here. Again, there are injured heroes, or were injured heroes back here. Now Trans is healing them up. Right? And shield off is fine. Right? And now we're trying to back up. So we have ulti coming in a second here. So we just need to farm ulti right now. If we farm ulti, maybe we have a chance. 20, 10, 0. Okay, that's fine. Right? But we got to stay on cart here. Really important to stay on cart because, again, it's our job to contest cart. Team is going to do a good job keeping us alive. So we're going to be attacking right now. Remember, you're at 10% to ulti. You have 72 ammo. There's a tank. Just turn and shoot them. Like, at the Zen right now. Remember how fast I killed the Zen? And I wasn't even as close as you are right now. Just run to the Zen and kill him with your staff. Like, you could just kill the Zen instantly right now, not including the fact that you're about to get ultimate. Just get a little bit more damage. You can't be reloading right now. You should, like, as a general rule, to, like, help train yourself, just stop reloading manually. Right? Just make yourself shoot all of the ammo out in fights. And I think that will already improve your gameplay a lot. And then you can think about when to situationally reload. Because right now you reload way too much. Again, just a little bit of damage right now gives you ultimate. And if you get ultimate, you win this fight. This is a full hold. Another Vortex at nobody. You can't say, oh, I don't know when to use my abilities. At a bare minimum, did your ability hit anyone? The Vortex hits nobody, but you see their path, right? You see, okay, there's 3 heroes chasing me. They were on my right, which means they're still on my right. So over here, I see 1 hero, right? 2 heroes, 3 heroes on the right. So see, hey, look, which way are they going, right? Okay, they go, I don't see them over here. That means they're going behind or above the cart. Throw the Vortex over here. Like, why am I throwing it at literally the only spot where nobody is there? Like, and again, I attribute this to panic, right? You're just constantly panicking. And it's funny because you actually live a really long time. You should, at higher range, you would have been dead like 3 or 4 times over by now. But like, the enemy team is very incompetent. So like, you get to survive for a really long time. All right, so now we're punching. This is not the moment in time to leave the cart, right? Like, okay, dragon's here. That's fine. I sit right here at the edge of the dragon so I don't get hit by it and make sure that I'm stalling the cart. I definitely do not walk away from this. You gotta go forwards. You need to get back on the cart. Forget the Brig. Get back on the cart. Because now that it's caps, nothing matters. Now that caps, nothing matters about this fight. I'm just literally gonna skip ahead. It doesn't matter if you kill all 5 of them. They already capped. All right, so we're spamming. All right, spam, 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 spam. All right, Ryan's gonna charge forwards. So we're like, okay, there's an opportunity here. You're gonna shield off. Is this a good shield? I mean, no, not really. If you're shooting off with a Ryan, just shield closer, right? Or at least shield the back side of the cart. It's unlikely enemies will be on this side. They'll probably be on this side because they want the cart to use as cover from high ground. So the shield's not good. You go for Nemesis mode right away. I don't know that you need to. I think that it would have been fine just staying in staff form and shooting him until he starts attacking you. But it's okay. I mean, this works out fine because your break kills or Reaper kills everybody anyway. But like, most of your Reaper kills everyone. You don't really do anything. Okay. They've gone Diva. Fine, whatever. Doesn't really change anything. Keep spamming. So you heard Soldier and ulti, and you're just not reacting to it. You see, like, I pause immediately, instinctively, right? Because I have that muscle memory. Like, as soon as I hear it, I'm like, wait, what? And I turn, because I'm not expecting this all of a sudden. Okay, Soldier popping ultimate. I immediately throw shield over here to protect my squishies, and I go over here and I chase her off with the staff. What are you doing? None of the above. It's not even like you're delaying these 4 heroes from jumping your team. They're not doing anything. They're clearly not in any position to dive. You should come back here and save your squishies from the Soldier. And like, you try here at least, but the staff is obviously horribly misplaced. You're still not dealing with the Soldier, and who gets really low. The Soldier literally at what, like 30 health? 35 health. If you hit like 2 or 3 scarabs, she just dies. I just... Like, this is the type of awareness. That's like the biggest problem. Like, no one's expecting you to be great at aiming or have amazing reaction time or anything like that. You got an audio cue like 5 seconds ago. Right? There's the audio cue. Not reacting to it, not reacting it, not reacting. Okay, shield's out of position. Still not looking for the Soldier. Still not looking for the Soldier. Kills your Junkrat. Oh, okay. Well, it's whatever's happening over there, I guess it was my problem. You absolutely could have dealt with that. You could have, at a minimum, traded your Junkrat for the Soldier. But in a more likely scenario is kill the Soldier and nobody on your team dies. So now you're down a player, which is obviously a hard position to be in. So you throw Vortex here, but what's the point of the Vortex? A, again, you're throwing Vortex on the wrong side of the cart. You should throw Vortex on the other side of cover, not your side of the cover. B, as soon as you throw the Vortex, you immediately just turn away. I truly think it will help you a lot if you think that Vortex does 0 damage. Because I think that you think the Vortex does some damage, you're throwing it like a spam missile or something. You're like, yeah, let's just do some chip damage to them. Don't think of it that way. Think of it just as a slow. Okay? Don't chuck it here. Chuck it into them, then pop Nemesis and kill them all. Because how are they going to escape? They're in Vortex. They're really slow. I'm just killing everybody. Literally, just pop Nemesis, you walk in, 3 people, I'm doing 300 damage a second. That's impossible for them to heal through. I'm going to kill everybody. Right? That's the moment right now, is that you could just pop Nemesis and kill everyone. Like, even though you're a numbers disadvantage, you would have won the fight if you just went Nemesis right there with Vortex. So this fight's clearly over, right? You've already lost 1, 2, right? Junkrat's there, 3, 4. This fight's over. I just run away. Just run away, right? In Nemesis form, they can't catch you. They have no ability to stop you. I would just run away. Would not chase the Hanzo now. It's not worth it. Best case scenario, I kill Hanzo and I die myself, which is a bad trade. I wouldn't Vortex right now. I would just hold block. Diva's missiles hurt a lot. Just hold block. Just hold block, right? You see how you get shredded as soon as you stop holding block. At higher ranks, they immediately dive in and kill you anyway. So you should be dead right now. This is a bad disengage. You should either died in the fight or ran away right away, like at the very as soon as you did not go Nemesis there and lost your second player. All right, so multiple heroes grouped up. What's a good moment to Vortex, right? Right here. Oh my god, there's 3, 4 squishy. Just toss the Vortex here. A Vortex here is like as good as an ultimate. It just team wipes them. You toss Vortex here, you walk, unless you get slept, you kill everyone right now. And you're with the Junkrat, right? Well, Reaper's here, I don't know what the Junkrat is. Vortex here kills the entire team. The tank's not here, right? 1 Vortex kills all 4 of them, right? Vortex Nemesis kills everybody. Like, if you're looking for like, oh, what are the moments? These are the moments. But you always have Vortex on cooldown. That's a good example where you should kill the Ana 1 punch shooter, right? Just walk it. Just slow it down and just make sure you land the shots. All right, so Junkrat, Tyre, plus Reaper has popped Diva. So what do we do right now? Walk in and kill them both. You're a tank. Play like a tank. Don't play defensive. Like, you see how you're like, I'm not sure if I can fight this. It's Baby Diva and it's a Hanzo. You could literally walk in and just use quick melee and kill them all. right? Like, I don't think you realize just how beefy you are when there are fewer players. 5 people, they can melt you. 1, 2 people, they can't melt you. Just go in and kill them, right? You see, you're like, oh, let me use the shield, let me like play cover. Forget it. Just walk in and kill them. Just literally just walk in and kill them. But because you don't kill them here, they're gonna keep farming, right? And Baby Diva's gonna get her mech back. Okay, so finally going in. But you're like, oh, I don't know if I can fight this. Yeah, no, you're Nemesis form. You have ultimate if you absolutely need it. Just go in and kill him. You already got these 2 low. Just walk in and kill him. Just walk in and kill everybody. It doesn't even require good aim. You have 620 health. You have more health than all 3 of them combined. Just walk in and kill them. Literally just walk in and kill them. Even like through the dragon, I could walk in and kill him and pop ultimate if you needed to. All right, so this is a very bad time to pop ultimate. So why do we not want to pop ultimates right now? Reminder, they're down 1, and Baby Diva is not a real tank. So they're effectively down 2. You're probably just going to kill them anyway. And they've walked into you. Just punch them to death. You're not even low. There's no need to pop ultimate here. Just kill them normally. Skipping through some stuff that doesn't matter. Oh, you're going to chase the Pharah here. To be fair, she conks you off high ground. You didn't really drop on your own. But you get the Pharah kill at least, that's fine. Okay, so shield dance. All right, so you are heavily favored to win this fight. I know it probably doesn't feel that way because you're panicking because you're like out of position and you don't have Nemesis form. But like with you and Reaper and a shield here, you're heavily favored to win this fight. All you need to do is you vortex the 2 of them and then you move to the opposite side of the shield, of the Ana in particular, because you don't want to get naded. And then when they go to that side, you go back. And then you go back, and then you go back, and it's called bubble dancing because it's named after Winston, who does it all the time. And you're super annoying. And as long as you have even mediocre staff aim, you and the Reaper kill both of them. But the vortex is not even close to anybody, right? Moira walks into it for some reason, and you're just in full panic mode here. Like, just focus, right? Ana's an easier target. Just kill the Ana first. But you have to land vortex. That's a key part of making it easy to kill. All right. So we're out here fighting. You somehow don't have shield or vortex. It's not worth it. I think you think you're gonna try to save your Ana, but like you didn't really have enough information to know if that was gonna do anything. All right, you get stunned here. Definitely back out situation. So right now, what I would do is I would just pop Nemesis and I would run all the way back here and get the Mega, because I can't hold this against them without support or anyone else, and I'm super low. I just don't want to die here. Most important thing is not to die, because if I die, we cannot contest. And now you're doing the thing that I say is really bad, which is where you overlap shield and Nemesis. If the shield's protecting you, let the shield protect you. Let it expire before you pop Nemesis. But your shield's up right now, and you just go ahead and throw Vortex, and now you pop Nemesis. But what's forcing this? You don't even see the enemy, right? It's like, okay, I get it, you're low. This shield is preemptive. They're not there, but maybe you can get one shot. I understand. Okay, shield, we'll live with it. But the Vortex here is like too close to you. No one's walking into this Vortex. If anything, the Vortex should be further out. B, right? That's B. C is, why did we then pop Nemesis right now? There's literally nobody here. You got plenty of time. What are we doing Nemesis? Like, what is the goal of Nemesis right now? What forced Nemesis at this moment in time when we could just stay in staff form, get healed up, and then use Nemesis when we absolutely need it? Like, you're just pushing all the buttons now, and it's not accomplishing anything, and that means you don't have the buttons when you actually need the buttons. I like the corner dancing here. I think that's good. Your aim's an issue, but it's fine. So, in another world where you didn't waste all your abilities, right now, I would shield off the Maga, throw Vortex right here, then pop Nemesis and kill somebody. But you don't have those buttons, so, like, what are you going to do? Right? Now you finally have shield, and you have Vortex. So you're trying to just stall out here as long as you can. I get that. It's not the worst plan, but it's not worth microanalyzing. I think the fight's already really weird here. So Pharah's going to jump into you. And I know generally you're like, oh, I don't shoot Pharahs. I'm a tank. But if the Pharah's point blank with you, just kill her. Right? For some reason, you're shooting at these enemies that are behind cover instead of shooting the Pharah, who is literally close enough to hug you. Like, there's no way you can say, oh, Pharah's too evasive for me to hit. She's in your face. Right? Like, this. If you looked at her, this is your POV. She fills up over 50% of your screen. Just shoot her with the staff. Why are you still shooting Soldier? Just shoot the Pharah. Like, look at how ridiculous this appears from third person. Pharah's in your face, because Vortex pulled her to the ground, right? And you're just not, and you hear it, like you hear it, you see it, like you're just not registering or like trying to hit the Pharah at all. I would still attack the Pharah. The Pharah just went to your backline, got super low, and is flying out with no health. Kill the Pharah. The Pharah is the most vulnerable person right now. It doesn't even take a lot of damage. She had like 70 health. All right, you're punching. You're trying to kill a soldier. Obviously, he had heal station, so it's a little harder. You block right now. Just hold block. Right. Once again, Vortex is not going to save you right now. Vortex does not stop a nanoed Maga from killing you. Vortex does not stop the Moira from keeping the Maga up and dealing damage to you. Vortex does not stop the Ana from using all of her abilities on you. Forget about the Vortex. Just hold block. Your goal is to not die. Just hold block. Block quadruples your health. It makes you go up to 600 health right now. Like, I wish people thought of it that way. It's like literally just quadrupling your current health. Just hold block. Forget the Vortex. Hold block. Right? Now, put down shield. Put down shield. Use the card as cover. Burn down the Pharah. Stall this out as long as you can. All right. In the interest of time, we're going to move through things a little quicker. So same thing that I've noted before with Sigma and Reaper. Don't get close to the Reaper. You want to fight the Reaper from this distance. The closer you get, the more damage he does to you, right? Because he has like, those close range, high spread shotguns. He does 205 damage per second. He shreds tanks. Even with the armor changes, like he still does a lot of damage if he's hitting you in the head. Fortunately, this Reaper can't aim. He is definitely missing a lot. Yeah, see, like full miss. That's on. That's like a 3/4 miss. That's a half miss. Right? He's just usually aiming and just like shooting into your neck and just getting full hits. So burn all the resources down, right? Hold block. Just hold block right here. Just hold block. The thing is, you do wait until your Nemesis is about to expire to pop ultimate, which I do like. But otherwise, I would just be like, look, I just got to stay alive right now. If 3-4 people are shooting at me, so be it. And hope somebody else can deal with the Pharah. But you have no real chance of accomplishing anything from here. All right, so here we're on offense. Don't throw shields down early because I don't need to, right? It doesn't. You're not in danger. You're not in danger. No one on your team is in danger. Don't waste the shield. Ryan charges. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Rhymes have clearly made a mistake here. He's gonna die. Right? This is good. This is all good, right? Just keep punching. Keep punching. Yeah. Don't back up here. Okay, we're not in backing up position. I have 709 health. This Ryan has like 100 in health. Just walk forwards. Like, reading when you can walk over them is a huge part of playing a tank. You can't be backing up right now. You should be walking forwards. Instead of you, what am I doing, okay? I'm just following them the whole way. Punch, 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 punch. Now I'm hitting multiple heroes. Punch. Now, Ana's dead. Ryan's dead, right? Like, the Adventure's about to be dead, and Moira's gonna be dead. I just kill everybody. It's not because I have better mechanics. I just realized, look, the Ryan is super low. The shield's about to break. They're all clumped together as 4 people. I'm doing 400 damage per second, and I have full health. How can I possibly lose? Also, I'm next to my spawn. So even if I make a mistake, I'm going to respawn and be back here in 15 seconds anyway. Like, this is an incredibly high reward, low risk situation. You need to see that and just steamroll them. Like, that read, that's probably one of the biggest things. Like, when I play quick play, when I used to do quick play for, to put together content for, like, the hero guides, like the tank guides and stuff like that, is I just know when the fight is over before the enemy team knows it. They think, we can keep fighting this, and I think you are already dead. You just don't know it yet. And I just walk over them. And from the other perspective, I know this from playing higher ranked players, like, it's very frustrating and feels very helpless as the other side when the other side understands the game better than you do, right? Because you're like, how did we suddenly get rolled? I don't get it. It's because of these reads that I have from experience right now where I'm like, there is no way if you replaced all these players with GM players, they could not stop me from killing them. I would kill every hero here, unquestionably. They literally cannot stop me from winning this fight right now. They're way too low and they have no options available to them at this point in time. So your lack of bloodthirst, right? That killer instinct has now allowed them to heal back up. So we're spamming right now. Now, just keep spamming. It's okay. Just keep spamming. Like, spam is fine, right? Just keep attacking the Rhine, whatever you can get. Just keep attacking. Just, like, keep cranking out damage and then pop Nemesis when you need to. You go Nemesis right now for no reason. You still have plenty of staff ammo, right? You could have gone to the left and kept poking the Rhine. You didn't need to go Nemesis right now. As a reminder, staff does more damage than Nemesis does. I know it doesn't feel that way, but staff does more damage than Nemesis does. All right, that's fine. Yeah, Adventure's made a mistake here. Another vortex, which should have been tossed to deeper, not closer. Ryan's charging, so I would turn and be like, oh, hey, where's the Ryan? And then try to make sure that this doesn't happen. But Ryan makes a terrible mistake by pinning you this far back, so he's going to throw. Yeah, I think Nemesis right call, you're about to die. More are dead. Vortex, I think Vortex is okay. Right? And then we're going to keep killing. By the way, in my linked resources for Rammatra, I have a written guide for all the different, like many different scenarios of like when to throw Vortex. So if you're like, oh, like, I don't know, just go click that link and go read what I've said about it. Yeah, move cart, keep spamming. That's fine, keep spamming. You're about to have ultimate. You know you have a massive ult advantage against them because A, they lost the fight, and B, they just swapped tanks. So you know that you're the only tank here that's going to have an ultimate, so you're definitely +1 ultimate over them. So I would think, hey, look, I'm perfectly comfortable being aggressive and then popping my ulti to get a strong advantage here to make sure we win this fight right away. That's a great moment right there to Vortex, by the way. You see 3 heroes all rotating together, right? You know there's another hero in here, and you can spam them all down. This is a good opportunity to Vortex. I don't hate this Nemesis. I think this is fine. Yeah, I mean, they're like sort of out of position. Ventures on top of you, that's fine. Yep, just hold block. Yep, you see the Reaper, this is good. I think this is all good. Like, there's more optimal ways to play this, but I think that this is good enough, right? It's good enough to get you to plat if this is what your play looked like consistently. But you get sort of low here, and you're like, okay, now you pop Nemesis. Or, Annihilation. Great. I think this is good. Right? Now, Annihilation's nails pop. Don't worry about tank. Make sure all the squishies are dead first. Right? If so, then then attack the tank. You don't need to block. You're already nanoed. You have all your supports with you. Just kill the tank. Great. Fun fact. Very rare that this would be the case. You're actually going to kill him faster if you cancel ultimate. You have Annihilation, so never mind. But if you're just negative this, it would be faster to cancel, go staff mode, and then kill him with your staff. Because again, staff does more damage. You realistically, like in this scenario, I'm hitting a tank 95% of the shots, and I'm hitting headshots like 50% of the time. I don't think you need that shield. Like, one Venture spamming you is not a threat. I want to save the shield for something actually valuable. So, my goal here is, look, I know cards down here. Can these heroes stop me? If no, walk into them. I don't think these heroes can stop me. Right? 3, 4 of them, I don't think they can stop me. Like, with shield and Nemesis, that's fine. I will just run over all 4 of these. You severely underestimate how strong tanks are. I don't go here. I just keep peeking, right? Just go over here. Keep attacking, right? Do not stop. Do not stop attacking. Great, see? Like, this was good because you catch the Kiriko Vortex. That slows her, right? And all of a sudden, she's just taking a ton of damage, right? Suzu gets forced, and now she swift steps. 2 cooldowns got forced for the Vortex, which is great. And you did a lot of damage. Just keep advancing. You hear the Reaper right there. I turn immediately, swing wide of the corner instead of close because I don't want him to be close to me, and start spraying him down with the staff. But you're not hearing it. Like, you literally hear it unless you like are like unable to hear for some reason. Like, the game noise plays, but you didn't like register it in your brain that the Reaper was there. The Mei does though, thankfully. Good Vortex, great, right? Spray him down. Yeah, Moira doesn't heal him. Fine, he dies. Counter Vortex pops. Arisa's very annoying hero to play against, but definitely options there. I don't think we have time to go over like a video essay on Rammatra versus Orisa, but it's all about cooldown tracking. She's low right now. Why are you being defensive? Right? Back to, hey, look, I'm healthy. I have cooldowns. I'm strong. Orisa, no cooldowns, half health. She's weak. Keep pushing. Don't let her off. Yeah, she javelins. Keep going. Javelin doesn't stop me from doing my job. Just keep going. Look how low the Orisa is. It's not like this is information that only I have. You can see it on your screen. You can see her health bar. I hope you can see your health bar, right? You can see your health bar right now. I see, like, that's Javelin, right? I think she used Fortify early. Yeah, she used Fortify early, so she has no Fortify, she has no spin, and she just Javelined. Great. Just walk in here, and now I kill everyone. Like, literally, I don't even Nemesis form, just Staff form, and I'm gonna kill him. So, missed opportunity to just end the fight. Like, if you kill them right there, then you're just gonna cap the point for free. Okay, so good job, like, you're kind of following up on what's kind of going on here. But you should have turned right away. Again, not the tank, but be like, hey, look, is somebody else to kill? Their Reaper gets extremely low. 1 punch here kills the Reaper, and then saves your Reaper. That's a huge play to miss. See, now you're in big trouble because you've lost 3. So you have to back out. So this is a good call. I think you realize, okay, we're like low. I don't know why you're staying though. This is the time where you should be backing up. And it's hard because, again, I think the game goes too fast for you right now. You're not able to see when can I win, when can I lose. You are definitely in a losing position here. You should have been getting out long ago or dying. That shield does nothing. This is what I'm saying. It's like at a 0 to 100, you're like, last time it was like 10 or 15. Now you're at like 25. It's better, right? We're seeing better uses, but you're still leaving a lot of value on the table. So are we fighting this or are we not fighting this? Because right now, it's like, okay, you're getting healed. You're pretty healthy right now. You're in Nemesis form. You have Vortex. You have Annihilation. Right? Your Reaper is dead, but like you seem like you really want to fight this. So I would have just like kept fighting here and just seen what, like play cover here and just see what happens. Right? Nemesis or Blizzard gets popped, so you should be following this in. But that happens. And now the fight's over. I think it's good job holding ultimate here and not dying. That's good. I think you realize, like, okay, there's no way we're winning this fight. So great. That is an amazing Mei wall. That is a top tier Mei. That could not have been better. So spam down. You don't need the shield. This is not a scenario where shielding matters. Shielding just slowing you down. Just kill him with the staff. Just the killer instinct. Just kill him. Just kill him. Just kill him. Just keep walking forwards. This is what I do, right? I walk forwards. I'm attacking. Because that way you see that now the Kiriko's dead, and now I'm here in the Venture's face, and I kill the Venture too. Because I understand this fight's already over. They are both dead. They just don't know it yet, and neither do you. Right now, the Venture gets away, where I would not allow the Venture to get away. The Vortex is too close. Right idea, not far enough backwards. Ideally, you'd also wait for a drill dash first, but that's like more advanced. All right, so that's a reset. We just saw Javelin, we just saw Spin, we just saw Fortify. Once this ends in about 4 seconds, I can do whatever I want. Reset becomes the weakest tank in the game. Right? That's the cooldowns I'm looking for, which again helps because I also play Orisa. So I understand how these kits work and what the interactions are. I understand that she has already made a major mistake right now. I am going to end the next fight 4 seconds from now. I'm going to get relatively close, keep high on health, and then as soon as this ends, I'm going to burn her down with the staff. The rest of the team's going to pour everything to try to save her, and then I'm going to pop Nemesis and kill everyone. It is now impossible for her to survive. As long as you just stay connected to her, right? Stay up close. Great, cool, let's pop. Pop Annihilation. Pop Annihilation, punch the Moira, force her out, kill everybody else. Like, oh wow, she just faded forwards. Now she definitely dies. Yeah, shield behind her. So shielding does not block Coalescence, for the record. Coalescence penetrates all shields. But yeah, you're just not being aggressive when you have the opportunities to be aggressive. But okay, you've lost 2 heroes. Just turn around and go home. Right? Just turn around, back up, go back to your spawn. There's no reason to force this fight. But Kiriko is insane and dies, and everybody here is making terrible mistakes on both sides. Like, a big part of learning what higher level Overwatch is understanding when should people die and when should people not die. And generally speaking, people should never die, like, unless they choose to take a bad fight. And understanding what a bad fight looks like is important. Like, that Kiriko should not die. There's no reason for her to be, like, walking a straight line next to you. Like, her team was going to accomplish her goals without her doing that. I would say bad time to pop Annihilation. First of all, you're not low. Okay, keep an eye on your health bar, right? 520, 540, 550 right now, 560, 588, 575, 592. Why are we popping Annihilation? You're not even close to low, right? Look at this. This is a 4-on-3. And you have close spawn. There's no reason to be popping ultimate here. This is a huge waste of ultimate. So your goal right now is not to sit on the cart, right? It's to go up, take the space, take all the space, go all the way over here if you want to. Just take all the space away from them. Pin them to their spawn, right? It's funny. There's like mentally, because in Deadlock there's a similar hero called Moan Krill who like burrows like that, but you can shoot them while they're burrowed. So my like muscle memory instinct is now to like I want to like shoot the Venture while they're burrowed. That Vortex is way too far away. It's not gonna do anything. You should have canceled Nemesis form a long time ago, too. Alright, so you get pulled in, you get killed, fine, whatever, right? They're gonna use ultimates, go, we'll reset. So, everybody's just staggering right now. Yeah, good job, backing up, resetting, get a 5. Right? Close Vortex, I think I'm okay with that. Yep. So you force that out. So I don't really know why you're nemesising here. I feel like you're nemesising for the Reaper. But again, I would use staff first, right? I would reload, swing wide to the corner, and then burn the Reaper down. Because the thing is, once your Nemesis ends, you're very vulnerable. And it limits what you can do. That's why I'm trying to hold on to Nemesis for those key moments where I'm like, hey, 3 people come together, I end the game right now. But like, if you pop Nemesis early, you don't have that opportunity. Again, if you're getting burned down, it's different. But if you're full health really far from the enemy, why are you popping Nemesis so early? All right, Reaper dies here. No reason for him to die, but so goes. Vortex should have been a little further back. I like the burn down here on the Moira. I think that's good. So that's fine. This is all going on. Yeah, trying to stay alive. It's funny because like these are scenarios where I would actually play slower because you're actually taking a ton of damage. I don't think you realize, but like you drop all the way down to like 100 something, which is like one-shot territory for tanks. Like 150, 140. There's lots of things in the game that'll instantly kill you right now, like within half a second, which is why I actually would have been playing that slower. But and I think you just cap from here. Okay. So this is offense. So your team has less time, which is why your team starts first. Vortex, I think is good. Yeah. I mean, this is actually a good Nemesis immediately because they're all lined up for you. And you see how juicy it is? Like you feel the multi-hits and you're like, okay, cool. I just kill them all, right? This is great. I think this is good. This is like the right level of aggression where like they've made a mistake. You push forward, you kill them. And now you're kind of low, so you're slowing down a little bit. I think Vortex should have been tossed behind him, but that's fine. He does this, I walk in and start meleeing him. What's he gonna do? He's grasping. He can't hit me, right? And grass doesn't stop melee. I just keep meleeing him and he dies. If Life Weaver tries to shoot me, he dies. If Life Weaver keeps healing, I keep him low. As soon as he comes out of this, he dies. All scenarios result in the Sigma dying as long as I just stay connected to him and just keep spamming melee the whole time. Right? Because now he gets pulled, so now it takes longer for us to get the kill, which is actually going to work out as long as they still die. But if they don't die, this would be a game-losing mistake. All right, so they're like ultra staggered right now, right? Because you notice that, again, the Sigma and the Life Weaver died very late. That's why you're getting all these free kills and why it feels like you're doing well. Half of their team is literally not in the fight. This is why not staggering is so important and why I really harp on it for people. I'm like, yeah, this is a big mistake when you stagger. Like, the reason why you're winning is because you constantly have a numbers advantage. That shield's too early, obviously, because no one's actually trying to kill you. So it's a little tough right now, but like, I would have shifted to the right to immediately start burning down the Bastion. The reason being is if the Bastion turns to the left, he's going to instantly kill everyone in my backline. So if anything, I want to be the person here blocking up the Bastion and then I shield in front of him. Because I wouldn't have used shield here because no one's actually attacking me. Right? Like, that's what the shield is for. It's to stop. Bastion hates shields. It's so annoying as a Bastion to play against a good Rammatra player because Bastion has a very small window to deal damage and shield has 1,000 health, which blocks 3 full seconds of damage from him. So that plus your block itself was just absolutely like amazing against Bastion. So I think some people are like, oh yeah, Bastion's a counter against Rammatra. I don't think so. I think Rammatra's actually one of the best tanks against Bastion. Very, very easy to block what he wants to do. Yeah, I agree playing slow here. Yep, this is fine. So you have Annihilation. I think that's okay. You probably could wait a little bit longer before you pop Annihilation, but it's fine. You're at 300. Yep. She gets pulled. Great. So at this point, like I cancel Nemesis, right? And I just start attacking with staff. Very lucky that they did not get a recontest there. This is a good example of I shoot with the staff first. I don't need Nemesis right now. I can just shoot with the staff as I run up here. Then as soldiers burning Danny down, then I pop Nemesis, finish the kill of Moira, and then kill the soldier. Like, that surprise factor is really important. That early Nemesis, everyone's going to immediately start kiting you. So, not your job to stay on cart here. There should be somebody else on it. Yep. So, your job is to move forwards. Right? On defense, it's your job to stay on the cart. On offense, it's really your job to stay on the cart unless it's heavily contested, which is not in this scenario. I think that shield's okay. I don't hate that. All right. Poke, 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 poke. Yeah, just play slow here. Like, all you do is play slow, right? Because they have ultimates, your team doesn't, which makes sense because your team popped all those ultimates to take the first point. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 ultimates. I would know in my head they have ult advantage because we popped a lot of ultimates and I haven't seen a single ultimate from their team. So I know they have ult advantage. I know we're probably going to lose this fight no matter what. All I'm going to do is get a little bit of extra mileage out, right? And hope they make a mistake. So I'm just playing slow here. I don't use set shield. I don't use nemesis until they force it, until something happens that forces it out. So right now, hey, look, ultimate gets popped. I turn and I shield him off, and that completely erases the soldier from this fight. That is why you save abilities for high value moments. If your abilities are on cooldown, you cannot use them for those high value moments. But again, you also just like don't register the soldier at all. Like the ultimate gets popped, right? And you're like, hey, you literally don't even like look at it at all. Like you just run over here as Nemesis, right? Nemesis, if you don't shield, Nemesis over, get in his face and punch and kill him. Because the soldier ultimate does nothing against tanks. Literally nothing against tanks. Okay? It doesn't do any more damage because soldiers don't miss tanks to begin with. Every soldier from Platinum on is going to have like 100% accuracy against tanks. So there's no point. Like the fact that aim locks doesn't matter at all. So you pushing out here is a throw because now the soldier has access to your backline. And then because he has access to your backline, that forces everybody back, which means now there's no cover for you, and then everybody dies. Again, I don't think you would have won the fight anyway. They have 4 ultimates and you have 0, but you're not playing it well. Alright. So spam. Okay, left side of the card, that's fine. I wouldn't worry about that soldier so much because you're not going to consistently get damage on him. I would worry about these heroes right here that you can damage a lot more. Again, I feel like you're reloading early. You have 73 ammo right now. Keep shooting. This is a critical moment in the fight. Every point of damage here matters. Keep shooting. I cannot emphasize this enough. Keep shooting. I wish you tossed the vortex to the left. All right, but you push the backline. I think this is good, right? Because the Maga has like overextended, so I would just go here and kill the backline. Right? It's not like you need to stand on the cart. You could just keep going and kill everyone in the backline. That shield does nothing. Very lucky the Bastion didn't just kill you while you're moving. That vortex obviously is off target. I like the idea though. You're trying to catch the Bastion on his way out, but he dies anyway. So the key reason why they're not taking this, by the way, is because they're not clearing high ground, which is exactly what would have happened the first point on first defense if you'd been smart about using your abilities and understanding when to aggress. Right? If they don't clear high ground, it's basically impossible for them to turn this corner and go the stretch. So Bastion shooting right now, that's fine. Bastion is now vulnerable. Bastion's basically been eliminated from the game as a hero. So at this moment in time, I can be like, hey, look, what can I do right now to actually get aggressive? I go over here, I start spamming the Bastion. Maybe it forces him back. Maybe it forces him forwards. Then I pop Nemesis, I go and kill Bastion. But right now, reloading is really bad. You should hit every shot on the Bastion. Bastion's really easy to hit. Like, this is a very, very easy hit on the Bastion. It's super, super easy. You have 60 ammo right now. Like, 60, I can't remember the exact numbers, but 60 ammos has to be hundreds of damage. Bastion's so easy to kill. May ultimately gets popped, right? And this is game. I would say, again, I don't think that you're playing all that differently, right? Just natural variance. I don't think there's anything here that magically changes from your defense to your first defense to your defense now. It all looks exactly the same to me, right? You're missing out on opportunities. You're generally standing in the right spot, but you don't understand when to aggress, right? You're not using your abilities super well, and the enemy team is just not playing well, right? And they're not clearing high ground, which was a problem in the first point, but like you didn't take advantage of it, A, and B, your teammates got picked. So, you know, is what it is. So, quick tip about Orisa Ultimate. Orisa Ultimate does not respect barriers, shields. So, shielding does not stop the ultimate damage, A. B, it charges actually for a lot of damage. Initially, it does very slowly. So, the percentage is the amount of damage it does. So, this is 159 damage right now. So, now it's at 250. Now it's at 283. There's no reason for her to hit it. She should have kept charging because she could just straight up kill you right now because it accelerates very, very quickly towards the end. Now, if you want to survive this, what you should actually do is you should pop Nemesis and block if you absolutely have to. Otherwise, just get out of the range. Like, the moment this happened, stop shooting, just turn and immediately run out of it. As long as you do that and you're not slowed or inhibited in any other way, you will always survive. Now the health change is a little different, but you will almost always survive if you turn and run right away. Don't reverse out of it because it slows you by 10%. Anyway, you die here, fine, right? But you saved the ultimate, which is good because you knew, hey, look, Didn't need it. Plus, you got plenty of time, right? You have all the time in the world right now. You don't even necessarily need to contest this. Because it's overtime, and you know that they actually need to get the card over here, fighting here versus fighting here makes no difference right now. It's final fight either way. Other than, like, spawn advantage, but, like, spawn's far enough away, it's unlikely it's going to matter. So right now, your Reaper is, like, clearly, like, going down. If I see my Reaper do this, I drop down with him, because we're committed to this fight now. As soon as he does that, I'm going. Like, I am 100% going right now. I pop Nemesis, I run down here, because I'm going to try to eat Javelin for him. Because you see he pops ultimate right now, and he's going to get Javelined out. That's the problem. But I would have been running Lockstep here to block the Orisa to get the Javelin off. Because that's the only thing that will stop the Reaper ultimate at this phase of the game. And it's not like I'm in danger of dying anyway, right? I have both Nemesis and I have Annihilation. There's no way I can die. I don't know if I would have popped Annihilation right away. I don't think I would have popped Annihilation right away. I would have just kept punching, because Annihilation gives you 225 armor. So you want to take 225 points of damage first before popping Annihilation in a lot of scenarios. Which would happen very quickly here, to be clear. But I would have a little more health than you would be. Yeah, just finish the Bastion, right? Finish the Bastion, turn around. Because remember, you're not in a, oh, they need to move it 1 inch to win the game scenario. I want to confirm kills, then turn back and do whatever I need to do. Like, you see the hesitation right now where you're not walking forwards. Right now. See how you're sliding backwards a little bit? Because you're not sure, and you're like, oh, wait, actually, I need to go forward and finish the kill. Yeah, finish the kill, then come back, and this fight's over. So, recapping. We talked a little bit about aim. It's actually a little better than I remembered, but I think the aim tips are still helpful in the beginning that we talked about for staff and punching. I still think you're not using all of your staff ammo. I still think your shields and vortexes need work, especially your vortexes. I think we highlighted a lot of scenarios where it's like, this vortex would win the fight, but you don't have vortex available. This shield would be super helpful, but you don't have shield available. This shield was used and nobody's shooting at you. This shield's used and people are shooting at you, but you're really far away and you're full health, so like, it's okay, you can just take the damage. You don't need the shield to block all the damage. You only need the shield to block damage when you need the damage to be blocked. If I'm sitting next to supports and I'm full health, I don't care if I'm taking damage. If I'm 200 health and I'm getting burned down, then I really need the shield. Like, that's when the shield needs to be up. I think generally did a better job using ultimate at the right times. I think there's there's that one mistake. So I think that feels significantly improved from the last time we watched. Yeah, and I think a lot of stuff about situational awareness, right? You're not reacting to ultimates. You're not killing low health heroes like that are right next to you. You didn't shoot that Pharaoh and she just dropped into your face. Stuff like that, I think, is also a big area of improvement. Just want to make sure I covered all your questions. Ability usage, we covered that. Vortex, we covered that. When to pull back and regroup, again, really complicated, right? Very, very situational. But I think generally you're doing all right, right? I think that does not feel like your primary weakness right now, so I wouldn't fret about it. What are good things I did, our team did? I think we talked through that. I mean, we went through, like, hey, what went well, what went poorly. Again, this isn't a VOD review for your friends, so, like, I'm not looking at their perspectives and able to talk to you. I'm sure if I looked through that, I'd be like, oh, yeah, there's a million things we can point out, but it's not. This is not for them. How can you implement these in every match? I mean, it just takes practice, right? Just think about, hey, look, what are your focus points? What do you want? Like, every vortex, get value. If you throw a vortex and it misses them, terrible value, 0 value, right? You throw a vortex and they stand in it for a brief moment, terrible value. You throw a vortex, they stand in it the whole time, but you can't get a kill or you can't do any meaningful damage to them or force an ability, terrible value, right? Just practice throwing vortexes that are gonna be good, and you just gotta start throwing them and see how to actually make that happen. Okay, I think it's good enough. We'll hold there. Glad and happy to see the improvement. Good luck on the rest of your games.